everyone, my name's Connie and I'm going to show you how to make a basic quiche Lorraine today. Most of you should have these ingredients in your cupboard, and a quiche is a nice quick lunch or an easy dinner. It can be frozen and reheated, and it's one of my favourites just to have on hand if I'm couldn't be bothered to cook. So let's get cooking. So first of all, you'll need to preheat your oven at about 180 degrees Celsius. The utensils and ingredients you'll need are a flan tin. I think that's about an 18 or 20 inch, I'm not too sure. Some baking paper, and I've got some ceramic beads, because we're going to blind bake the pastry. The pastry I'm using is a store-bought short crust pastry, which is currently defrosting. We've got about 400 ml of thickened cream. You'll need a whisk. There's about 1/4 cup of milk. I'm using skim. I don't think it really matters whether you use skim or full cream milk. 5 eggs. You'll need some olive oil spray or some cooking spray to spray your pan. Also, you'll need 1 onion, finely chopped, 4 rashers of bacon, which I'll chop, and we'll have about 3/4 cup of grated cheese. So while the oven is preheating and my pastry is defrosting, I'll organise the rest of my other ingredients. So I'll do any chopping I need to do, I'll grate my cheese, I'll have that organised, and I'll put together the wet ingredients. So I'll get chopping and I'll see you in a minute. I've just placed my onion in a lightly sprayed frying pan, and we're going to cook the onion until it's softened. So I'll just turn that heat down a little bit so we don't overcook it. So we cook the onion until it's softened, and then when that's done we'll add the bacon and we'll cook the bacon until it's crisp. So while the onion's doing its thing, let's go over and we'll have a look at the cream and the milk and the eggs. So into my bowl of cream, I'm going to add, that's 400 ml of cream. I'm going to add the 5 eggs, so I'll just get all that in together. So, it's a bit hard to, that's the 5 eggs, and that's the 1/4 cup of milk. And what we're going to do is you're just going to whisk and combine all that together, and that'll be ready for when we need it to fill the quiche. Into the frying pan, I'm now going to add the bacon. Oh, this smells delicious. Who doesn't like the smell of onions and bacon sizzling away? Beautiful. So we're just going to let that cook up until the bacon's nice and crispy. So while that bacon's frying off, I'll organise the pastry into the tart tin, ready to show you how to blind bake. Now, as you can see, I've lined the tart case with the 2 pieces of pastry. Now, with my size tin, I have to use the 2 pieces, otherwise one sheet won't fit. So you just overlap it, and you just form it to so that it fits the tin. Now, after I do that, I'll actually put in a sheet of baking paper. Okay, and then into that goes the ceramic baking beads. So then you just spread those out, alright, so that they cover, so that they cover the base of the tart tin. Okay, because they'll help with the cooking process. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to sit that in the oven, and we're going to bake it for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, what we've done is we've taken the actual pastry out of the oven, and we need to remove the ceramic heat beads. So we'll just take these off. They'll be a bit hot, a little bit awkward with one hand, but anyway, I'll just pop those aside so they can cool down. And as you can see, the pastry still is partially raw, but the sides are crisping up just nicely. So what we'll do is we'll pop that back into the oven for about another 15 minutes. So we've taken the pastry out. I forgot to add just to prick the bottom of the pastry with a fork so it lets all this steam escape and helps to cook it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the bacon and onion. So I've just spread out the cooked bacon and onion in the base of the quiche pan. Now what I'm going to do is actually sprinkle some cheese over that. So we just pop some of our grated cheese on there. I'll save a little bit for the top as well. Okay, and just spread that out. Okay, now what I've done is I've actually put some cracked pepper in my egg mixture, and I've poured it into a jug, so it makes it easier to pour into the pan. So what we're going to do, this is harder than I think, is we're just going to pour over evenly the egg mixture. So as you can see, I've evenly distributed the egg mixture into the quiche pan. I do have some left over, and I can use that up to put in some mini muffin pans and maybe combine a bit of corn or some sun-dried tomato and just make little mini quiches without any pastry. So, but now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just pop a little bit of extra cheese on the top, and then what we'll do is we'll pop that back into the oven for about 25 minutes. So that is looking pretty good. Now while my quiche is cooking, I'm not going to waste the rest of my egg mixture. I'm actually going to use it to make some little quiche bites. So what I've got here is like a mini muffin pan, and I've got some silicone liners, and into that I've actually put I've cut up some semi-dried tomato. That's just a jar I've had in the fridge, and into that you just place in a little bit of cheese, and then what we'll do is you just grab your jug and just pour in, don't overfill them, just a little bit of the egg mixture. And then once the quiche comes out of the oven, we'll bake those for about 10 or 15 minutes until they're nice and puffy and brown. So we'll see how these turn out. But that's a good way of, instead of wasting, you're actually making something with the leftovers. Now after 25 minutes, the eggs should be nice and puffed up looking. Now what I like to do is I like to finish mine off under the grill, so that way it really cooks the top and it gets a really nice even coverage, because my oven's not that fantastic. So I'll just slip this under the grill and we'll have a little look at the finished product. As you can see, the top's nicely browned and it looks lovely. I'm going to let that cool a little bit in the tin, and then I'm going to transfer it onto a serving plate. I've taken the quiche out of the pan and it's on the serving platter waiting to be eaten. Also in the oven is the little quiche bites that I'm making from the leftover egg mixture. So I'll show you those in a minute. So here's my little mini quiche bites out of the oven. They're a perfect little snack, and like I said before, it uses up any extra egg mixture that you might have left over. So happy eating. I know it's not a professional video, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.